Hi there, I'm Tricia Manning-Smith, live from DistribuTECH in San Antonio. You know, our customers are doing some pretty exciting stuff with sensors and smart grids, using predictive analytics before disasters strike, and creating apps so their customers can talk to utilities directly for fast disaster recovery. This is exciting stuff, not only for us at SAP, but also for my guest here, Tamara McCleary. She is CEO of Thulium.co. She keynoted at DistribuTECH. Thulium focuses on global digital marketing, social media, and influencer marketing. And I love this. This is quite impressive here. Tamara is in the top 1% of global social media influencers. Boom. So glad you could join us.
You're welcome. No, it's actually my pleasure. This has been really exciting, and you know, what a great event. I cannot believe how this event has grown. It's exploded. It's the place to be.
All right, let's dive right into it. What is customer centricity, and why should anybody care?
First of all, it's more than a buzzword, right? And in fact, I kind of get sick of the buzzwords.
Oh, I do too.
Marketing word du jour. But you know, really what it is it's what it says it is, right? It means the customer is at the center of our attention. And the problem with especially large organizations, enterprises, or even legacy brands is they're egocentric, right? They're thinking about their great product, how innovative they are. We're digitally transforming. The customer doesn't really care.
Nope.
Right? So it's get off of the focus to be you and your product or service, and it's more about how is the customer suffering? How do we answer those problems for them, and how do we solve those pain points?
Because brand always used to be a thing, but now brand is becoming more about people, and that is such an important shift.
You know what, Tricia, that shift is key to brands needing to be more human. I mean, the more technology we throw at people, the more they crave human connection. And so people don't follow brands, people follow people. Why? Because we want to trust. We want to believe that we're in good hands, and we don't trust something that we can't relate to.
It's so important to be genuine, to be authentic. I like to say imperfection is perfection. And how do you communicate that to a brand?
Well, I think what's really funny is we know that we're attracted to imperfection, and yet what is brand messaging always doing? Trying to be perfect. And people don't connect to perfection because they don't trust it.
Yeah.
And so you have to build trust. People, you know, the brands we love, the ones that really get to us are the ones that can take it in stride. They have a sense of humor about the things they don't do right or they mess up. They own up to their mistakes.
Oh, so
They're
important.
transparent about all that they are and all that they're not, right? So it's that transparency and that willing to be flawed that makes a brand delicious, and people want to be associated with it.
Delicious. That is a word that we never hear put together with brand. It sounds great.
Well, that's what you're going to get with me because, you know,
I love
I'm
it.
obsessed with words that speak to us, right?
It is so important to put our customers first in the digital age, but you know, it's such a hard sell for a lot of folks in the real world. How do you break through?
Well, you know, one of the things is, you know, in particular, is harnessing this power of the digital sphere to reach out to people and do what you do best, Tricia. I mean, you tell beautiful stories. You're a professional storyteller, and you can use the digital sphere to tell those stories in such a way as to get the attention in a very distracted marketplace.
You know, one of the things that we love to do at SAP is tell the customer's customer story. What that means is real people and how do they use our customer's brand. And then SAP is the backstory to it that makes things happen. We really love to put our customers first out there.
You know, that's a wise move, because when you're telling those customer success stories, because every success story has a component to it, right? I had a problem,
yes.
I was in a bind, and then you solved it, and this is how you solved it, right? And so someone who's having that problem looks at that customer and goes, oh, I can relate to that. And so then it's not all about SAP, you're woven in there, but very elegantly you're woven into that story. And so that's how you develop that trust through using the stories of others.
That makes me want to ask you about peer-to-peer influencing and how important that is.
Absolutely. I mean, here's the deal. I mean, we all know there isn't one person or one brand that has all the answers, right? I'm going to call BS on that, and so are you, right?
Right.
So this peer-to-peer influence means, you know, I know that, I accept that, and so I'm going to partner and I'm going to work with and I'm going to create relationships with even peer organizations.
Right.
I mean, how many organizations right now do we used to think of as competitors that are now partners?
Right.
So we're seeing this today, and that's powerful.
And let's face it, we're going to listen more to our peers and their reviews of a product and how they feel about it, more than marketing coming directly from a brand.
Exactly. You know why? That's trust.
Uh-huh.
Because I trust my peer, and you know, we've all are a little jaded in this, you know, age of advancement. And so we don't trust the big brand. We don't trust the legacy brands. What we trust is the opinions of those that we know and respect, right? And that may be a peer, it may be someone we've never met before, but we appreciate their level of what we perceive to be transparent honesty.
So true. So let's focus on your expertise here, digital and social marketing. And it is just a tough learning curve for anybody that's trying this out new. So how do you advise folks to get started?
You know, it's such a powerful vehicle. And what I love most about it is it's available to anybody who has an internet connection, right? So not everyone has an internet connection. I acknowledge that. But if you do, you have quite a tool at your fingertips to be able to be that which you've always wanted to be. And so the best way to get started with telling your story digitally is, what story do you want to tell?
What does that look like in the utilities space, since we're here at DistribuTECH Live? What does that look like? How should someone digitally tell their story here?
Ooh, now that's a juicy question, because this is where I think energy and utility companies have the opportunity to be the signal in the noise, because not really anyone's doing it super well, right? Some are getting there. But how you do that is, in energy and utilities, is to use that vehicle of storytelling and digital marketing to educate the consumer. Educate the consumer on, you know, where does the energy come from?
Right.
It's like, you know, educating your kids that, chicken nuggets don't come from a dinosaur-shaped chicken, you know, that there are actual birds out there. So it's the same thing with energy and utilities. We have to teach people how the energy got there. How many people worked hard to bring them that energy? What did it take? Because the problem in this sector is that, you know, energy and utilities have the hardest time because customers are entitled. They feel they deserve that energy without having to pay for it.
Well, of course. I
so
want to
they
hit the
resent
button.
it.
I want to hit the button on my coffee pot, and it just automatically
It better
does the
work.
thing.
And boy, if I flick my light switch and it doesn't come on, I'm, you know, fired up about it and I'm not happy. So it's this weird conundrum because customers expect energy. We heard yesterday from the keynote stage that energy actually equals freedom. So if you turn my power off, I somehow experience some cutoff in my freedom. And it's interesting that people don't want to pay for that. They just want it and they feel they deserve it, so they resent their utility bill. So I propose instead that we tell stories that customers can relate to about how hard people have worked, where the energy comes from, what does a disruption in energy mean, and how do you handle it? And you know, just talk to them and create a relationship with them. But energy and utilities companies must think like retailers and stop thinking that they're a commodity.
Meaning what? Think like retailers. What does that mean in this sector?
It means that the customer is now a prosumer, so it's not a consumer, it's a prosumer. These are empowered people that very shortly, if not already, they have the ability to choose how and where they get their energy from, and they may even produce their own energy through solar and sell it to their neighbor.
Now, wait. This blows my mind. Tell me more about that. How can that possibly work? I'm my own little self in my own little home. How would I possibly sell my energy to someone?
It's coming. I tell you, it's coming. So, you know, this industry is not immune from disruption. I mean, it's just because it's highly regulated doesn't mean it isn't going to be disrupted. It will be disrupted. You can mark my words on that, and then we'll replay this, and we'll go, oh yeah, I actually said that. No, it's going to be disrupted because people think about it this way. If you have an electric vehicle out there, you know, like I have a Tesla, and it generates power, right? So what if I were able to sell that power back to someone who might need it? And I'm not an energy and utility company, right? What if I have solar panels on my house and I have a surplus of energy that I don't need to use? What if I could sell that back? And what if I could sell it back to my energy and utility company? You know, and if I like blowing your mind because she's so much fun. And did you guys see her face? She's so fun. You're so expressive. You like get me going. So this is like an interview on crack. I'm just like, wow. But you know, we are talking about energy and power, so you should kill us if we don't have energy in this interview. But you know what I think is so totally cool is the fact that, you know, this isn't just going to be with consumers having that power. Can you imagine a manufacturing firm being able to generate energy and sell it to a consumer, or sell it to another manufacturing firm, or sell it back to the energy and utility company? This is the world that's going to be our world very soon.
Okay, how soon? Is this light years away? How soon and realistic is this?
Well, I think, you know, blockchain is here to stay. It's not going away. Genie's out of the bottle. Sorry if you didn't like that, but it is. And blockchain, if you don't know what blockchain is, it's basically a digital ledger. So because it's digital, there's these communications between computers, so that's the blocks, right? So once the digital transaction has been made, you can't go back retroactively and change the ledger. So it's creating this blockchain of trust. So we're going to see the exchange of energy using blockchain between, say, consumers to their utilities company, or say a manufacturing plant back to the utilities company. And it's going to make that bartering and selling very easy for us to do with technology.
Everything, I'm hearing a pattern here. Everything's coming back to relationship and trust.
Yes, absolutely. Trust, right? And because we don't have a relationship if we don't have trust.
Right.
So it is that, and this is the funny thing, so it seems so simplistic, right? Like,
it seems obvious.
That's so simple. But wouldn't you agree? The deepest wisdom is always the simplest, and it's always the last thing that we seem able to employ.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. If I have a power outage in current or old days, we'd have to pick up the phone, we'd be put on hold, we'd have to wait, we'd hear the music, and maybe in a couple hours, a crew would come out and fix the problem.
Right.
So what we're talking about here with trust and relationship means, hey, I can get on my app, boom, I have that instant access to not just a utility out there somewhere, but I have instant access to people.
Exactly. So it's that communication and that engagement.
Yeah.
So the digital sphere, if you've built up a really good, engaged following of your prosumers and you're having great communication, you're not going to have people panicking and freaking out because you're actually responding to them. You're talking to them.
Right.
And that's what people want, right? Don't people just want to know it's going to be okay? It's going to be okay.
Exactly.
Trisha, you're going to have your power back, I promise.
I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be healthy. It'll be fine. Everybody knows disaster happens. We all know that. We all know that there will be a recovery period after a disaster. So look at that as an opportunity, in fact, to let people know one-on-one exactly what's happening, be honest, be upfront, and give them a voice in it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think disruption is creating opportunity. And I think that, you know, if we take the wisdom from the past, is that anytime that we think we know everything is the time that we actually trip over ourselves. So we have to remain open and realize that just because we've always done it this way, doesn't mean it's the right way, and it doesn't mean it's going to continue on in that fashion, and I guarantee you it won't.
Our customers have a louder voice than ever before, and that's only going to continue to grow, and that plays right into digital marketing, social influencing, into everything that you're an expert in.
Absolutely.
I would love to hear more about your session this afternoon, Tamara.
Yeah, so, you know, basically what we're talking about here is that people trust their peers, people trust other people because, again, people follow people, not brands. And so influencer marketing is critical. And when I say that, I mean, who is influential to your target market? And influence doesn't mean popularity. It doesn't mean you're going to engage a pop star.
How so? What's the difference?
Popular people aren't people that we necessarily trust. They entertain us, we like them, we like to see what they're gonna do next.
True.
But we're not gonna take advice from them, right?
True.
So influence means someone who so possesses your respect and trust enough that they can cause you to take an action. That's the difference between influence and popularity. The ability to so influence someone that they take an action. And so organizations have a power right now with digital in that they can take their storytelling messages and then put it through the filters, the delicious filters of all kinds of different people to tell their story. And through telling their story about how, you know, the product or service really did support them when they were having trouble, that creates not only engagement, but trust back to the brand using those influencers.
Tamara, this has just been flat out fun. It's a joy to meet you. Thank you so much. You can find Tamara McCleary on LinkedIn. She's someone we all need to follow to stay ahead of the curve.
I'm definitely following you.
Just to give our customers what they deserve. I'm Trisha Manning-Smith with SAP Live from DistribuTECH in San Antonio.